Hello everybody, this is Dr. Haley again. I'd just like to cover a topic that's been gaining some interest in recent months. Basically text messaging and using your cell phone causing neck problems. Now I just took a ferry over to New York City last week and it was during the commuter rush hour, which I very seldom do because I'm usually in the office. But I noticed out of 100 people on that ferry, about 30 or 40 of them were doing either text messaging or checking their messages, and basically everybody had their head lowered down in this position, which really basically got my attention because as a chiropractor we deal with cervical problems all the time, and a lot of times people come to the office and they work at these computers or they're doing messaging all day and they wonder why they have carpal tunnel type syndromes or why they have neck problems or why they eventually blow out a disc. Well, just look at my neck. If I'm looking low, just say I have a text message or I take a cell phone, and I'll just use my cell phone for example here, which I don't use too often, and I never lower my head like this. And they'll be down there text messaging and waiting for message, but look at what's going on with my neck. I'm in a full flexion mode right here. And as I took that ferry over there, it took about 5 minutes, and people were basically in that position for a long period of time. Now, if you do that several times throughout the day, your neck is going to take a beating. Now, remember, your spine doesn't realize what's going on with you. It's not going to be easy on you because you're getting an important message, and your neck is all of a sudden going to say to you, hey, I'm going to allow him to do this and not strain it. Your body doesn't know what's going on. So if you had a computer all day and you couple it with using your text message here, and you lower your head like I'm doing here, you're going to have a problem. I noticed myself a few years ago when I went back to school to take my nutrition degree, I had to study a lot more. And basically my head was always in a down position, and after a while I started getting a little bit of neck tightness. Being a chiropractor, I knew that was a warning sign, and I should have known a little better about my posture. But, you know, you're cramming for exams, you're studying, sometimes that happens. But what I learned to do was modulate my posture, set my desk up where I wasn't looking straight down and my neck was more comfortable. I have some papers in front of me here and actually some articles about text messaging as far as what it does to the fingers and thumbs and all that. And I'm also concerned more with the cervical spine. If I'm reading a paper this light, I'm not going to look straight down at it like this. That would be inappropriate and that would put too much stress on my neck. I usually look, if I'm looking at a message like this, I'll just look at it a little bit higher. If you notice my neck now, I'm a little rotated, so we don't want that. And I'm looking a little bit up. It's so light, I could actually get this eye level. That's perfect. There's not much strain on my neck. I'm just looking right at this paper right here. If I lower it down, now you've seen how my posture shifted. I'm getting a pull right in my neck at this point. If I have any prior conditions like a neck problem or I have some facet syndrome or some irritation in there, I will further exacerbate that problem. So just look at this position here, head lowering down, and just go through the day and how many times you're in this position. I know all you guys out there and girls that are doing this text message stuff, and you're looking at the BlackBerry and all, you're doing this throughout the day, and you're kind of going to have to regulate it. So here are some of the reasons and some of the examples they give you to kind of take this and be a little better with it so it doesn't bother you as much. In this article here, I'm looking at it from the United Press International, and it's entitled How to Avoid Text Messaging Pain, and they do cover about the neck, the arms, because remember, everything's connected. Your nerves go down into your arms and your hands, and that's why people have carpal tunnel syndrome. A lot of times it's from a cervical problem where they're coming forward on a keyboard all the time, and they're doing a lot of repetitive motion with their wrists, plus their shoulders and their neck. This one here says, don't sit in the same position for a long period of time. Vary position. That's an excellent example of what you need to do. So if your head's down all the time, you're going to vary it throughout the day. Look a little bit up. Try to avoid the position as much as you can, but don't stay in a prolonged position for any length of time. Whether it's sitting, standing, whatever, it will put some strain on your spine. Next thing they say is basically use a chair. Now if you're sitting down, obviously they say use a chair with a backrest, which is good, but some people are not really texting when they're sitting down. They're basically standing up. Also use both thumbs, and this gets more into the carpal tunnel type and the tendonitis stuff. And don't do it too fast. My main thing is more with the cervical spine, and I was more concerned with people lowering their neck and all. Basically what you want to do is you want to keep good posture, just like anything else. Ears over shoulder. Whenever you dip forward, you're going into flexion. Okay? If you're there for a long period of time, it's going to put strain on your neck, and you're going to start irritating discs that are going to start pushing posterior. Another thing you need to do is if you find that you have to do this, or you're on a computer all day. A lot of people are working on computers all day, and they just have to do it for 8 hours a day. Should be taking breaks every hour or so, but you should be doing some kind of neck strengthening exercises. And in some future videos, we'll go over some simple neck strengthening exercises to stretch and to strengthen the cervical muscles and the posterior back muscles, so you can actually do this at a little bit longer pace without injuring yourself. All these things are important. 10, 15 years from now, we start seeing people that are children now doing this at an early age. They come in with neck, back problems. We'll know the answer. Just like it happened when people started going on those computers at a long period of time. So that's our video. I want you to understand, don't wait till it's too late to see your chiropractor, and yours in health.